Well, good morning, everybody. It's time for another episode of the Meal Prep Show, the Simple Meal Prep Show. So today we're making probably the fastest and easiest recipe we've ever made. And don't mind the clutter. This is what we're going to call a prime example of what I assume is a normal American household. That's right. There's dishes in the sink. There's stuff on the stove. There's just stuff, but we still have to eat, right? And we still need to eat well. So today we're going to make some chicken burrito bowls. And like I said, it's about the easiest thing ever. And so we're going to just jump right in and start making it and see what happens. After I get it all going, I'll tell you what a fun time it is it's been to get to this point. But all right, it calls for a pound of boneless, skinless chicken breast. And we actually have almost 5 pounds here. Personally, I like a lot of protein, so I don't have problem with putting in more than it calls for. And it is already cubed, which is, if you've been watching the show, you know it's my favorite kind. I don't have to play with the gross chicken stuff, which makes me very happy. But we're just going to open this up. And I'm not even going to measure it. I'm just going to throw in a very healthy amount of chicken. And look, it's all chunked up, so I don't even have to touch it. I can spoon it in. All right, got me a little bit, but not bad. All right, I'll leave that one in. It needs a little extra trimming. All right, so I'm basically covering the bottom of the pot with chicken. We may end up with, probably close to 2 pounds. Now, I have enough that I'm going to be making a double batch today. Set that aside. Wash up real quick. There's no editing on this, so there will be no editing out the playing with the sink here. All right, so we put that in, and then we add the chicken broth. In this case, it calls for 1 cup. Shake it up because it's a new guy. Throw in 1 cup of chicken broth. Aside from draining the black beans and an extra ingredient I'm adding, there's no messing around with a lot of prep here. The taco seasonings, 1 pack of that. Now, I've been using my own, but I ran out and I didn't have time to make it. But I've been making my own taco seasonings because I don't really want all the chemical stuff. But you're not going to. Mom's talking. We're going to tell her not now. We're recording. You're not going to get away from all the crap that's in food. We just do our best to try to avoid it where we can. So today we're using the taco seasoning packet and it'll be okay. They're basically just stirring this around so it's kind of mixed in around that chicken and it in the chicken broth. Set that over there. All right. Stir in the corn, black beans, salsa, and green chilies. So I have my black beans and the secret ingredient that I'm adding, which is mushrooms, because I really like mushrooms, and I think with these ingredients, it's going to taste really good. And so may not be your speed, but it is ours. So we're going to add that in. The corn, we're actually using frozen this time. So I'm just going to put about half of what's left in your packet. Oh, look, corn. All right. And then salsa and green chilies. So we have the little, like, where's my thinking? Here it is. We have the green chilies here. It's just the 4.5 ounce container. So it's not a ton of them, but it's going to give a little extra kick to it. Those in. Ooh, they smell strong. Not gonna lie, they smell very, very strong. All right, and then who am I missing? Oh, salsa. So it calls for 1 cup of homemade or store-bought salsa. I have not yet progressed to the point where I'm making my own salsa, so this will be paste today. So put a nice healthy cup of salsa. A little extra just for fun. And then it says to stir that in. So we will do that because I follow directions usually, or at least sometimes. Don't ask Kathy. She may tell you a different story. All right. And then the next ingredient, the last ingredient, is rice. And I'm supposed to put in 1 cup. I need another measuring cup because those are all wet. So we use a 1/2 cup. And 1 cup of rice, and we add this without stirring. So I'm just putting this on top, which makes me a little nervous, but because I'm making 2 batches today, if this doesn't work, I'll do it a little differently. I'm gonna look at this. Without stirring, add rice. I'm just gonna press it in a little bit to make sure that all of the rice is at least has access to some liquid, because this is not very liquidy. And I don't want a bunch of undone rice, but won't do too much. We'll press it a little bit. We'll see what happens. All right. Next, put it on max pressure for, I'm guessing 20 minutes, or 10 minutes, but I'll come and check here in a second. Got it on high, take the warmer thingy off. Yep, 10 minutes, and then it'll be a quick release. All right, so it's already going. We're making sure it's sealed, right? Making sure the little shuttlecock there is sealed, and we go. So think about it. I just got back from, you can probably see, a Moose Legion meeting that went long. And then on my way home, I was told that the beans were in Kathy's car, which were not here and probably won't be here for another half hour or so, which would have been too late. So I stopped and got beans, got accosted at the grocery store by 2 fine, upstanding individuals who were selling something to support some youth program. So of course I had to stop there, and then jumped out here, got here, and somebody had been to the house, a family member, because our power's been out because of tornadoes going through the area. We've got a lot of power outages and internet out. Our internet just came on, by the way, so that's why we can do this. And then we had Kathy's mom here because she's on oxygen and we need the air to make sure that the thing works, right? Well, somebody picked her up and then locked the door. Normally, not a big deal, except today, my keys are in the possession of Kathy's daughter, who's using my truck to tow her trailer to sell lemonade at a softball tournament, right? So confluence of things. So think about your normal week and how it goes a lot of times when you get home from work. You're running behind, the kids have got stuff going on, you've got stuff going on, the house is a mess. And all kinds of things happen to put you behind the 8 ball. You saw how long that took me to put this together, right? You just throw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 items that you probably have most of the time in your house. You throw those 8 items plus mushrooms, if you've got good taste, into your pot, and then your thing's going to come to pressure, cook for 10 minutes, quick release, and it's ready to go. Except you add a little cheese, and if you like soap, you put in some cilantro, and it's all ready. And you've got 6 meals ready to go. So this is probably the easiest and fastest recipe we've done. And it really, after the kind of stuff that's going on, going into me trying to be able to get on here and do this show for you guys, really points out how even when things are going haywire, you can make things happen so simply. So what I'm going to do right now is tell you that I'm for my second batch, I'm going to do it a little bit differently in that I'm going to put the rice in the rice cooker with chicken broth, because Kathy and I both really love how that tastes with the extra flavor of the rice rather than making it with water. So I'll throw that in there, and then I'll just make this and put it over pre-made rice. And then it'll go into our meal prep containers. These are 35-ounce glass containers that can go in the oven, the freezer, the microwave, the refrigerator, whatever, the dishwasher, except the tops. And are just amazing containers. They'll hold probably two, I'm guessing they'll each hold two meals for Kathy and I. And we'll be good to go. So right now I'm going to put you on pause, catch my breath a little bit. And as soon as this is done, we'll come back off and show you what we've got. So hang on. If I can figure out how to do the recording thingy. Hold on. Pause recording. All right, there we go. All right, we're 2 minutes out. So we're gonna turn it on, give you guys a little bit more stuff, and then we'll get this going. So, what is it that I do while I'm waiting for this to come up to pressure and cook and then release? So today I'm making a double batch. So I've got my chilies already ready to go. There's 1 cup in there. Taco seasonings are open. The paste stuff is ready. The chicken's ready to go. The beans, the mushrooms, and the corn are all in there, so I can just toss it in. So basically, I am all ready to go. As soon as I get this open, spoon it out into the dishes, I just throw it all back in and start again. I also have my rice in the rice cooker back there going to town with some broth and some butter. So I could also use that time to clean dishes, but how do you put that? There's a saying. Oh yeah, I didn't want to. Just a note for those of you who would like to be more involved with meal prep and really see what what we're doing over in our community. You can go to school.com/meal prep. And because you're watching this, you can take advantage of a free 7-day trial. And you can come with us on the co-prepping. You can be live with us on the recording, which next week is going to be on Saturday because I'm out of town. We're going to be at a guest kitchen. So we have a surprise hostess where we'll be making beef enchiladas. I'll let you know that. We'll be making beef enchiladas next week to stay with the whole Cinco de Mayo theme that we've had going for now this last half of the month. So she's beeping, which means she's ready to go. So safety first. You don't want that steam in your face or anything else. So release the steam. There's not a crap ton of liquid in this, so I'm thinking this isn't going to take as long as like when we have stews and things like that. But it still takes a little while. But the good thing about the steam and using the Instapot is it makes the whole house smell absolutely fantastic, as long as what you're cooking smells fantastic. And this is Mexican food, so it smells great. I mean, it really does. So this goes through the whole, it's like your own little air freshener, but it's not a pine tree. All right, yeah, it's already slowing down enough that I'm not too worried about it getting all over stuff, so we'll let that finish. And again, you wait until the safety, the little silver safety knob goes down. Once that goes down, we're good to open it up. All right, so get this open and hey Kathy, it's taste test time. That usually brings her out of the back when it's time to taste test things. And because she can eat or drink molten lava, I have to wait for it to cool down a little bit. She'll test it right off the bat and we'll see if it's any good. All right, almost there. Yeah, I really can't believe how fast this meal is. I'm gonna get two. Yeah, I'm gonna get 2 batches of this done, in way less than an hour. It's pretty amazing. All right, there we go. And let's see if I was right about this rice thing. That's the only thing I'm a little nervous about, is this rice thing. Yeah, it's a little cakey up top, so we have to add the cheese. So I'm gonna stir this up and get all of that rice down in. I'm not gonna do it the way they said it next time anyway, because I'm making the rice up front. So we may have a couple kernels of rice that are, a little crunchy, which, hey, some people like crunchy, so it could be okay. All right, so I've got that down in there, they'll have a minute to cook here. Where'd my recipe go? All right, I'm supposed to stir in cheese until melted, about 1 minute. So 1 cup of Mexican blend cheese, so it should be over here. And look at that, it is. So 1 cup of, the cheese. I'm not gonna measure it. This has, what is it? Is this a 2 cup? Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna have to open up another one, because if you watched our show before, you know I have a tendency to go overboard with cheese. I don't know if I can add just half of this, but we'll try. Yeah, pretty close. All right, supposed to stir it in until it's melted. I may have to go get Kathy. I don't know what's taking her so long. Normally, when I say it's time to eat, she comes running. Yeah, it's very, very hot, kids. So that cheese, I mean, it doesn't turn into liquid immediately, but it melts super, super fast. It's well melted already. All right, let me go grab my taste tester. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back. Oh, never mind. She's fallen asleep. So we'll let her sleep and I'll eat. All right. Grab a, hot pad thingy. And I'm just gonna scoop it into the bowls. And then I'll show you one of the bowls. These are pretty good sized chunks of chicken. It said to do about 1 inch, chunks. These are a little bit bigger than that. And that's okay. It really depends on what your preference is more than anything. And I'll show you here. I'll get a nice close up camera for you. See how good that looks? I don't know if you can see the steam or not, but it is, steaming rather vehemently. Oh, that is, that is tasty. Those chilies add a nice little bite to go along with the taco seasonings. Yeah, I think I'm really anxious to have a full bite of this, because these look close to even. Drink the last bit, put it that second one, which looks a little peaked. And it's not, nothing burnt or crusted over on the bottom. So I'm just gonna start the next batch immediately. As a matter of fact, while this is cooling off a little bit before I taste it for you, I'm going to do that. Show you how fast it is when you, are all ready to go. All right. Just set that down. All right. So the other thing is on the second batch, it's always a little faster because it doesn't take as long for everything to heat up because the pot is still hot. All right, so we're gonna throw in most of this chicken. Save a little bit and I'll use it in some breakfast eggs. I just love going to the store and they take care of chopping it up and it doesn't cost me anything more. That saves so much time. It's not even funny. All right. So I've got a taco seasoning in there, stir that in. Splash it on your Moose Legion shirt. That's not required. That's just what I do. All right. Toss in my mushrooms, beans, and corn. I was going to use the shirt, but I'll use paper towel instead. A cup of the salsa, which is almost all of it. So we're just going to pour the rest in. Ready. Onion down, really don't want that. I'm gonna clean off the edge of that real quick. Throw in my chilies. And we're not adding the rice this time, obviously, because we already put it in, but we are going to make sure that I've got everything. All right. So chicken, broth, taco seasonings, corn, black beans, salsa, chilies, rice is over there, cheese is for later. All right. We stir this up and start it again. You see how fast that is? That is just about the fastest prep for 6 meals that you are ever going to see. Unless somebody else is doing it for you. All right, so we'll put this on. Make sure it's on seal position. Already set for 10 minutes and off she goes. All right, so let's test this out. I want a little bit of chicken. Bit of everything. Make sure I got some beans on there. All right, bon appetit. Ooh, still hot. Kathy says I'm a sissy, whatever. I'd like to have use of my taste buds later on. Mm-hmm. I would probably try real hard to make the chicken chunks closer to 1 inch. But it's so tender, you'll be able to spoon cut it into 2 or 3 pieces if you want, and it won't be a problem at all. It's the thing about the Instapot, it makes chicken and beef, everything, just makes it so tender. And it just falls apart. So this has a little bite to it. It's really, really, really good. It's a nice, I mean, you've had this kind of food before. It's just really, really good. Everybody's gonna like this. If your kids don't like it real spicy, you leave out the chilies. Oh, you know what I didn't get? I didn't get a mushroom. What the heck? Where's my mushrooms? All right, fine. I'll find some. I'll have some when I have a full serving here in a little bit. All right, so we got one done, one on the way. Just a great recipe. So we hope you like it, and we hope to see you next week. And in the meantime, feel free to check us out at school.com/meal prep, and you can be part of the family. Have some fun with us, and really start making some good meals, saving a crap ton of money while you're doing it. All right, everybody have a great week. We'll see you next time. I just got to get a cameraman because it's too hard for me to figure this out.